He is joined live by the former technical director of the municipality there in Giyani. Cathy, a lot being said, very little of it convincing at this point.
Unfortunately not, and it almost echoes a part of what we had seen in Burgersfort. This is in the greater, the Fetahomu rather, not the greater, the Fetahomu and Tubate municipality, because there's very little accountability. The municipal manager came in, Tembekile, at the beginning of this year, and so we're really hoping that he would provide clarity around what he managed to find when he took over the books of this municipality, but instead I think he took it upon himself to defend what had been done and what continues to not be done. But perhaps for more on that VBS scandal that we've all been talking about, well, in this particular municipality, two officials were suspended, the chief financial officer and the chief director, the director rather, this is of a the technical director of the municipality, Precious Matebula, who joins me now. And Mr. Matebula, you were suspended earlier on this year. Please tell us why.
Okay, no, thanks. I think I was suspended on the basis of certain allegations as part of the duties that I was responsible for. What were those allegations? There were a number of issues that were raised that were on the basis of projects. To the latter extent, part of VBS issue was part of that, yes.
All right. In terms of the VBS issue, what were you accused of having done?
There was a time I was acting municipal manager. I think it was in Feb in 2017. There was money that was then invested in Investec. The money was supposed to be reinvested with another investor. There was recommendations that were made from finance that they want to invest in VBS, and then I approved that particular investment.
Mm-hmm. When you say there were recommendations from finance, who had made those recommendations to you? And I think really just explain it for people like me who don't have the full understanding of how municipal structures really work.
The investment was signed off then by the acting chief financial officer, to myself, yes.
Mm-hmm. And so your role was simply to sign off on it?
Yes.
Did you not think there was anything untoward about the transaction, especially because this was money that was going into a mutual bank?
Not at that time, no.
Why didn't you think so?
Because it was in line with the way they normally do their investment. So to me, it was legit in the way they were doing it. And also, remember, they also requested quotations from other banks as well. So Mutual VBS came out with a good interest rate that was used.
Mm-hmm. So do you feel that, because you were acting in that position as a financial officer, and that's not necessarily part of your day-to-day job, do you feel that you were blindsided by some of the issues that you were being asked to sign off on, or were you fully aware of what you were doing?
Look, the chief financial officer of an institution has got a responsibility on the basis of finance and the regulations and the requirements of that. So to me, part of his responsibility was to ensure that he's able to submit to me something that is legit in a way that will also confine within this framework of MFMA. Also, maybe just to clarify the issue, that particular investment was done for 6 months, and then the money was returned and it was reinvested after.
Mm-hmm. So how much money was signed off into VBS under your watch?
It was 100 million that was signed off for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And all of it came back into the municipality?
Yes, in September it came back with the interest that was received from that particular investment.
But at the end of the day, it was still illegal for the municipality to invest that money into VBS. Did you not think about that at all?
Look, at that time, no, because my take was that the CFO has done a thorough research on the basis of that particular investment.
So was it surprising then when this money was reinvested into VBS for you?
At that time, I was not the accounting officer, so I was neither responsible or part of that particular investment now.
But do you take any responsibility for the fact that those investments and even indeed, I suppose, somewhat legitimizing the operations of this municipality in investing in VBS, do you take responsibility for the fact that you were part of that you may even have begun that trend?
The responsibility is a different thing because I was just doing my duties as an employee of the institution at that time.
Is your duty as an employee of an institution to sign off on documents that you haven't fully read, haven't fully understood, and so you actually didn't know that what you were doing was illegal? Is that your duty?
No, I fully read the document. And there were proper references why that investment is being made to those specific regulations that the CFO then deemed at that time. So I did fully read the document, and the document did comply. Yes, there might have come an issue where we are not supposed to invest in mutual banks, but I was never aware of that at that time when I did the investment.
What did you say when you did become aware of the fact that it was illegal?
There are two things. Me personally, because I've signed off an investment for 6 months that the money came back. So I don't think I should be responsible for the investment after that, because remember, the same money was invested elsewhere by certain individuals who worked for the institution then. So even now, as I stand there, I cannot say that I take fully responsible for the investment. The investment were done after my acting expired. So I was no longer responsible for the investment that was done currently, that the municipality lost that money in VBS. No, I was not responsible for that.
All right. Let's leave it there for today. Precious Matebula there, and he's speaking to us. He's the former technical director here at VBS. He was in an acting position as the accounting officer, Thembekile, when he signed off on that on one of the initial investments into VBS. And of course, today he's no longer part of the municipality. As we said earlier, he had initially been suspended, but his contract also came to an end. But that's his side of the story.
Cathy Mohlahlana, let's leave it there for now. We'll touch base with Cathy again throughout the afternoon.